Hi everybody, this is a new topic titled Mind Your Language. This is about the abuse of language and the abuse of words to put things into your heads and into the minds of everybody. The fact that we entertain concepts and ideas that contradict our reality is only really possible for them to do because we readily accept scientific definitions that have been assigned to common words and notions. And if we support these meanings of these words, then it leads to all these strange paradoxes and hypotheses and theories. But it's just appropriate to bear in mind that in reality it's just an abuse of words and of language. And it's about time we reclaimed the real meanings of these things and not let them get defined by pseudoscience. We're going to start with dihydrogen monoxide, commonly known as water, but that's not the word that we're going to look at. Now, what we're going to look at is the word level, which is a physical property of water. Water is a liquid, it's a fluid state of matter. It has certain relationships with other bodies, with other fluids. We can see that in daily life. It's always level, it's always contained, and if it's not, then it will run or flow to find its level. Bodies of water do not demonstrably wrap or stick to the outside surfaces of solid bodies of any shape or size. And I'm deliberately calling out the irrelevant surface tension and adhesion arguments that people bring, which is completely inapplicable to what we're talking about and only to small quantities of water. In fact, it's obvious that water cannot take the form of any stable shape in a 3D space of its own volition. Without an external agent or a structure or a motive action that produces the flow in these things, then water will always seek its level and take the shape of its container. Now, there's plenty of evidence of that, but there's no practical evidence to support the contrary idea that water can conform to the exterior of a shape. And it really is important to understand the difference between what is real and what is just an idea. It's idealism versus realism. Now, the scientific idea is goes back to basically to Newton. Before that, probably theories of fluid mechanics have always been used to model, and describe certain physical observations. But it's Newton's spinning fluids that created this, ideal oblate spheroid, and he did that using his mathematics of Fluxian calculus. And that's basically still the accepted model of a spinning spaceball covered in water. The different calculus, there was a big fight at the time with Newton and Leibniz. A lot of people went on the side of the more algebraic, abstract definitions of the calculus, now called integrals and derivatives. But back in the day, Fluxian calculus was Newton's way of doing it. And it was him basically that came up with the idea of this being, spinning fluid to model the shape of the Earth. But unfortunately, it forgets one fairly simple thing, and that's that water is always level. And that's an obvious contradiction to this scientific interpretation of this model or this idea. So the big scientific interpretation is this: level is interpreted to be the curve that the water on the surface of a spaceball is supposed to form due to the uniform radial gravitational force of a spinning spaceball directed towards its center, and that spaceball itself is assumed to be a moving, rotating frame of reference with respect to immensely distant fixed stars, which are themselves assumed to be an absolute frame of reference. So that's the scientific interpretation now of level, i.e. that water curves round a planet-sized ball. And you can see how level is basically being redefined to mean something else, which is not the common application of this word. The common application of the word, according to the common Webster dictionary, is a device for establishing a horizontal line or a plane, for example, in a water level, the difference of altitude of 2 points, the equilibrium of a fluid, the even state, water seeks its own level, it's an approximately horizontal line of surface, it's practically horizontal surface, it's a plane of a horizon, it's the concentration of a body fluid. All these different things are the common use of the word level. And this common use is seen also in daily language. I'm on the ground level of the building. We need to level the garden. We pitched a tent on level ground. The airplane is in level flight. Pictures are hung on walls at eye level. I'm being on the level with you guys, honestly. Keep a level head on your shoulders. So as you can see, none of those common uses have anything whatsoever to do with a spinning ball. So it's time to take our words back. Thanks for listening, and we're going to continue this series with more words in the future.